Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 18, Text 17. Tanah param punyam asamvartartham akyanam ate adbhuta yoganishtam akyahe anantacharetopapannam parikshitam bhagavata biramam. Therefore, the purifying narration about the Supreme has come to us in a very wonderful, compact form. That has a linking with its description to the unlimited regarding the activities that were fully spoken of to Parikshit, of those who were devoted to the personality of God, particularly the very dear ones. Text 18. Sutta uvacha hovayam janma parto adya hasma vardanu vrtyape vilumajata daushkulyam adim vidunote sigram mahatamanam abhidana yoga. Sutta said, how we are promoted in birth today has clearly become because we could serve those who were advanced. Although we were born of mixed classes of society and would have been disqualified at birth. But the sufferings purify very soonly those who are great in conversation as they make the connection. Text 19. Kuta punar granato namatasya mahatam mae kanta parayanasya yonanta saktir bhagavan ananto mahan gunatavad yamanantam ahu. What's to say, again, about the one who chants the holy name? Taking shelter exclusively with the great devotees of the one who is of unlimited potency as the personality of God, immeasurably great on account of such attributes, is whom is called by the name. Well, the eternal name. But certainly some people know more about God than others. Text 20. Etavatalam nanu suchetena Gunaira samyana tesayanasya hirvetaran prarthayato vibhutir yasyangre random jushate navipso. So far we know that it is unnecessary, if at all, because of the description of the attributes that are immeasurable, of one who's unexcelled, leaving aside others, of those who acts for favor, of fortune, of those whose feet are dust, the serves of the one who is unwilling. So, it's not necessary in terms of God having a need, and there is service to God that is unwilling. Like, for example, instinct. Our heart beats a particular way and all that stuff, and there are things we can do that can affect our heart rate and our breath, but for the most part, all that stuff just follows along, whether we're trying to control it or not. Text 21. Atapeyat padanakhavasrishtam jagadviranchopa rattarhanam bah sasampunate anyatamo mukundat ko nama loke bhagavat padartha. Therefore, with the certainty, the water of the nails of his feet was emanating to the whole universe. Brahmaji collected and worshipped, and this very water, along with auspiciousness, purifies who else is other than and whose name is within the world as supreme, with the position of its whole worth. Okay, so it was awarded to the destructive mode, or the auspicious mode. And again, all that's just a metaphor, but, you know, like the feet leaving behind, Text 22. Yatra nurakta sahasaeva dira vyapohya dehadeshu sangam udam vrajante tat paramahamsyam antyam yasmin ahimso pasama svadharma. Unto whom is firmly attached, certainly, all of a sudden, they become self-controlled, leaving aside the mundane and that which relates to attachment, and they've taken to go away to that highest stage of perfection, and beyond that, in which there is non-violence and renunciation, and the occupation of consequence. You know, because remember, your karma in this life, it's a means, it's not necessarily the thing. Text 23. aham he parshto Riyamano bhavadbir achaksha atma vagamotra yavan nabha patante atma samam patatrinas tatha samam vishnu gatim vipascheta. Certainly, I've been asked by you, who's as powerful as the sun, by you who may describe, as far as knowledge is concerned, herein, so far, about the sky to fly on, as far as it can be, by the birds, and thus similarly gain the knowledge of the maintainer, even though learned. And some stuff can't be done directly, but it is important to realize the limits of the biological sphere, but that there are spheres beyond that. Text 24 and 25. Ekada danur udyamya vicharan murgayam vane murgan anugata sranta kshudetas prasheto parsam jalasayam achakshana pravivasatam asramam dadarsa munim asinam santam mileta lokanam. Once upon a time, firmly taking his arrows and bows and following the hunting expedition in the forest of the stags. While following, he became fatigued, hungry, and thirsty to the extreme. While finding out about a reservoir of water, he entered into that famous hermitage and saw the sage seated, all silent, with closed eyes. Now, when you see that sort of stuff, maybe you make a sound or something so it's known that you're there, but let the person finish the ritual. Text 26. Pratirudendreya prana mano buddhim uparatam satana trayat param praptam brahma bhutam avikreyam. Restraining the sense organs, the respiration, the mind, the intelligence, the inactive places from the three, achieves the transcendental, which is the supreme quality that is unaffected. Text 27. Veprakirna jatachanam rauravenajinenacha vesushyat talur udakam tatha bhutam ayachata. All scattered and covered with compressed long hair by the skin of a stag and by the dried skin also of the palate. The water in that state is asked for. Text 28. alabda tarna bhumeadir asampraptargya sunrata avajnatam ivatmanam manyamanas chukopaha. Not having received a grass seat as a place, not properly received with water or sweet words. He was neglected like that personally. And thinking about it, he became angry in that way. Text 29. Abhuta purva sahasa kashut turdbyam ardetatmana brahmanam brate abud brahma matsaro manyur evacha. Of an unprecedented circumstance was that hunger and thirst that distressed himself. Unto one of a priest class, this became against supremacy. And there was an envious anger because of that. Text 30. Satu Brahma Vrasher Amsa Gatasum Uragam Brusha Vinirgachan Danushkotya Nidaya Puram Agata. The king of the sage, he put on his shoulder a dead snake because of his anger. When leaving with the front part of the bow, by placing it in the place, he returned. And there's a painting that has been made of this, and this painting you can't really tell, except that that snake is given a different color than, I guess, the curved stick that you're more likely to think is a snake too, that is used to carry over the dead snake. Because, of course, people tended to think that dead things were impure and you shouldn't handle them regardless of what animal they were. Unless it was an eating animal, then you took care of it that way. But so there's a woven hut, and he's sitting on a woven grass mat. But dude really sounds like a spoiled brat, right?